Dr. Awad, $85 billion bilateral trade. India is UAE's second largest trading partner, the second largest export destination. UAE is also the fourth largest source of FDI in Bharat. And, you know, Ambassador Sikri just referred to India, Middle East, Europe economic corridor. How will that be a game changer and civilizational trade relationship in the 21st century, sir?
I think we are taking in consideration the old civilization and the link between India and the Arab world in the contemporary history. Gaurav, makes it very interesting to see this relation fostering. If you remember, in 18th of February 2022, it was the first comprehensive economic partnership that UAE have signed outside with India, and that partnership also bring an investment of $100 billion of investment from UAE into India, generating more than 200,000 jobs, and there are more than 83,000 Indian companies are active in UAE, and 3.5 million Indian, as you said. So all this shows that the importance of this relation. Let us remember also the food security, which is also the corridor they are trying to create between India and UAE. It's of a prime importance for the region and for feeding hungry public in this part of the world, which will be very beneficial and mutual for the two nations. All this comes in between the global geopolitical dimension and the dynamic changes, which is unpredictable, that have taught those leaders that there should be another economic corridor, which they call it the IMEC, and that IMEC need a stability and security in the Middle East, where it can really be visible and economically viable. And that is why you need to build up the infrastructure for such of a project to compete with other projects in the region, and to ensure that India will remain a strong partner and strongly bonded with the Arab nation. And that is why India kept its relation and respect to the Arab world at equal distance from all the disturbances with the neighboring and the rift between the Arab nation. And I think that is where the vision of the leader play a major role in seeing these relations grow faster.
It's so interesting you should mention that. And Dr. Ningthamjam, you know, we live in very interesting times. Times immemorial, India was known as the Sone ki Chidiya. That was the kind of wealth India had, and a strategic power which will have that kind of wealth in times to come. UAE is also key to India's energy security, energy cooperation. So UAE is India's third largest crude oil supplier, second largest LNG and LPG source for India. So this is a relationship in times to come. You see it very strong in the past 9 years, but do you also see as a win-win for both India and not just the UAE, but India and this entire region, sir?
Exactly, Gaurav. There has been a very great convergence of interest between the two countries, and as much as we are building these partnerships, we will be able to, extend the kind of a help we wish to other parts of the region. So we already have done that. India and the UAE already has partnerships in Ethiopia in the setting up of a ICT campus. So that in itself speaks a volume about the other side of the relationship. Coming to your energy question, West Asia or UAE, or for that matter any of the suppliers, will continue to remain India's biggest suppliers in terms of energy and oil. But at the same time, there is also a strong desire from both the leaderships to cooperate in the renewable energy sector. There is also a kind of an outlook towards a sustainable development. And India and the UAE, also in partnership with countries like Israel, have already started cooperating in the renewable energy sector. And that is going to be one promising and a potential area of cooperation in the times to come. And we are also expanding the cooperation with defense and security sector. As much as we are looking for partners in the defense industrial cooperation, the UAE is also looking for similar partnerships. And we have had some positive developments in the last few months and a year with regard to co-production. And also India is looking for a market for some of our defense exports. And UAE already has purchased some of our arms and ammunition, which also is a reason that it is also an area which will see further growth in the times to come. So if we look at, or if we have to make a prognosis of the relationship, I see it as a very very potential future. And the fact that the Prime Minister has touched upon various achievements made by India in the last few years in terms of infrastructure, in terms of tourism, in terms of space, that also in a way gives a signal to the UAE leadership that you have a market and you have a partner to invest with.